Friends, it's wonderful today to have a longtime friend, Mich Clark, of the American Family Association. And I've known Micah for many, many years, and someone that has been in the trenches, that works fearlessly to uphold our values in the state of Indiana, and someone that fights for the family. And Micah, I just want to thank you for coming to join us today.
Well, thank you. It's great to be on. I appreciate your friendship that goes back over 20 years.
20 years. And Micah, I want you to take just a few minutes. I wish we had a lot of time, but just a few, 2 or 3 minutes here. And I know you are involved with subcommittees as you give testimony and you appear before the legislature quite frequently. What are your thoughts about what can we do in the field of education?
Yeah, Andrew, right now I'm getting a lot of phone calls from parents. One of the things that's happened with COVID is that, of course, kids came home from school, and I think one of the benefits of that is that a lot of parents saw what their students were being taught through Zoom meetings and through doing school at home. And a lot of parents are really upset right now about 2 big issues I'm hearing about. One is sex education, transgenderism, homosexuality being taught in the classroom, shocking things about sexual activity that parents did not know their kids were being taught. And the second thing involves an item called critical race theory, which has roots in Marxism. And I've been reading a couple books about this, one from Dr. Erwin Lutzer of the Moody Church and one from Voddie Baucham called Fault Lines. And it's hard to understand that our nation would have people actually promoting Marxism, but that is where this has its roots. It's different than racial reconciliation, which a lot of churches are involved in, which is a good thing. There's really only one race. As Christians, right. We're human. We all came from one person. But telling kids and teaching kids that if they are white, they're racist by their nature, it's kind of like telling Asian kids they're responsible for Pearl Harbor. It's just not true. But it's concerning because we can't have a nation, a free republic, that grows up teaching an entire generation to hate their country and that America is bad. We're the only nation in history that lost 600,000 people in a war to end slavery. You know, our founders set up things a lot of people don't understand. You do very well. That our founders set up a way to end slavery through our Constitution. Right. And so America is not perfect, but you can't teach kids to hate America and expect our nation to survive. So those are 2 big issues. One of the things I would recommend parents do, 2 hours in church a week is not enough to counter 30 or 40 hours in the classroom. You've got to know what's going on, what's being taught in class, and counter that at home with some real education of other issues and issues from a biblical worldview perspective. Know what your kids are being taught, teach them the truth, and then I would encourage kids and parents to get involved in worldview training at their church or through other ministries that teach kids about these issues from a biblical perspective. So parents are going to have to do their homework as well. Study up what's being taught, study on these 2 issues or other issues of concern. And then lastly, as you know, having been a school teacher, parents very rarely go to school board meetings. If 10 or 20 parents show up at a school board meeting and express concerns politely in a Christian manner, I think that can have a big difference across the state.
Right. Thank you so much for that good advice. And you know, it's been said that our parents were the first and maybe our most important teachers. Mm-hmm. And I think that's so true, that parents that do their diligence to teach the children. And so we need that kind of home involvement. Mm-hmm. Micah, how do I thank you enough for stopping by? And you've always been a great friend, and I appreciate the efforts and the impact that the American Family Association makes daily for us.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate this show. I'm glad you've got a new show. In addition to your years and years of gospel music, you've always been an activist, always been concerned about the direction our country's going, and trying to educate people, particularly in churches, to stand up and speak and to be a salt and light in our community. And it's very important. So I appreciate this new show.
Thank you, Micah.